The Comrades Marathon has become the perfect platform for charities to raise funds and create awareness for organisations involved in good causes. Race organisers say the charities focus on issues of community development, care for the aged, health and wellness, as well as AIDS care. SABC reporter Mlungisi Khumalo caught up with some of the charity organisations involved in tomorrow's event.
The Comrades Marathon is more than the ultimate endurance race. It is the perfect platform for businesses and charities to work together. Various charities have been given free stalls to showcase their worthy causes. Athletes also use the race to raise funds for charity, from supporting AIDS organizations to saving the environment and looking after the aged. Organizations working with the communities are part of the display at the Ultra Marathon, much to the delight of the beneficiaries.
Each runner must raise a minimum of 6,000 rand towards our charity, and then Comrades will give them an opportunity to be seated, which means they'll be moved to the C page.
We have close to 40 runners that have been obviously wanting to run for hospice, and the most significant thing about this is that each one of them experienced hospice care.
All those funds that are going to be raised, they're going to be used to buy school shoes for those less privileged kids.
These guide dog charity organizations hope that someday these dogs will lead a blind Comrades Marathon winner.
One day we will have a whole bunch of people to help us raise funds. Just so that you know, to train one puppy, it costs in the region of about 300,000 rand.
The public is urged to support these charity organizations. Mlungisi Khumalo, SABC News, Durban.
All right, so how are preparations going? Comrades Marathon Association Chair Cheryl Winn joins us from our studios in Durban. Cheryl, thank you. Are you all ready? All systems go for tomorrow?
Well, ready or not, here they come. There comes a time after a year of preparations where, whether we're ready or not, 20,000 runners are going to line up in front of the Durban City Hall tomorrow morning, and they're going to begin an incredible journey to Pietermaritzburg. But yes, it has been a year of preparations, and there are obviously lots of things you can only put the finishing touches on at the last minute, but we do feel it's gone a little bit calm this afternoon, and I think we really are well and truly ready for an absolutely fantastic race tomorrow morning. For the first up run in about 6 years that we're going to have great weather, and I think it's going to be a wonderful day for the runners. They're going to be very grateful. Right now it's raining in Durban, but I pretty much hope it dries up overnight, so that at least the runners are nice and warm and dry at the start. But it's going to be a nice, cool day. It's beautiful. Really, our preparations have been extensive, and I think it's going to be great.
What you're suggesting is that one Comrades ends and you have to start preparing for the next. It's incredible logistics. Just give us an idea of what you do in preparation over the year.
Well, there's just so many aspects, and the interesting thing about Comrades is 1 year it's an up run, and then in the following year it's a down run. So in actual fact, it's actually two completely different races. So when we began preparing for this year's race, the first thing we had to do is go back and look at our debriefing notes of what we did 2 years ago, what went right, what went wrong, and so it's really an all-around-the-year kind of preparation. There's so many aspects to consider. There's our medical and rescue facilities. There's the route. There's the refreshment stations. We have over 2,000 marshals. We have 6,000 volunteers out there on the day. So there's just so much, it all comes together. But it really is a year of preparations.
Yeah. Explain the numbers, 20,000. So do you cap it there? And what's the interest like? If you look at sort of the people who want to take part in this, has it been waxing or waning over the years?
No, it's been absolutely fantastic. Our entries opened in October last year, and we sold out 25,000 entries in just 6 days. Obviously, those runners then, not everyone has qualified at the time of entry, and they have until the 2nd of May to submit qualifying times, which obviously whittles that number down a bit. So just over 21,000 runners actually qualified to participate, and we've had 3 days of expo and race registration, and just on 19,000 actually registered to start tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's tremendous interest. I think if we were prepared to put up 30,000 entries, we would probably fill them.
Sure. And increasingly, it seems the charity aspect is important.
Yeah, well, it adds a whole new dimension to the race. I mean, we're very proud to be able to give something back to the communities that support us. And really, South Africa is so behind this race, and the communities, particularly in KwaZulu-Natal, all along our route, they come out and they support this race, and they're so supremely inconvenienced on the day, but nobody complains. We tie up the roads in KwaZulu-Natal completely for one day of the year. No one complains. They're out there supporting our runners, and so it's really our obligation to put something back. And we really appreciate those runners that commit themselves to raising funds for our charities. Last year, for our 6 official charities, we raised just on 6 million rand, and I'm very confident that by the end of tomorrow we will have exceeded that figure.
Any interesting participants tomorrow? Are you hoping South Africans will win amongst the men and the women?
Well, we've got an absolutely fabulous lineup in both men's and the women's race, and as organisers, we don't really mind whether it's, obviously there's a degree of patriotism. It's always wonderful when you have a South African winner, but we're a truly international race, and to really claim to be the best ultramarathon in the world, which we do. We're the oldest, the largest, and also the most competitive ultramarathon in the world, and so you need to have that international competition, otherwise it just isn't the most competitive. So really whoever is the best on the day will win, and we will be very happy to applaud them as our next champion.
All right, thank you very much. Comrades Marathon Association Chairperson Cheryl Winn from Durban, thank you very much. We take a short break.